the Butthole Podcast.
Welcome to the Butthole. It's your chance. Do your dance at the Butthole.
Here's a hot take.
Guess who's back? Back again. Butthole's back. Tell your friends.
Butthole coming at you.
We just want to say before this thing starts, thank you so much to our loyal listeners, and here you go with another great Butthole podcast, brought to you by Star Lamar, Brandon, Gage's Rage, and Scott on the Butthole Podcast Network.
Smirnoff Ices,
The
Smirnoff
White
Seltzers.
Claws, the Truly Lemonades,
Some of us still drink beer.
Okay, fair
every
enough.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, I drink a lot of.
yeah.
your
You also,
guys' drinks too.
you also blew a few out, right?
Maybe.
Whaled them.
At least one.
Let's get this out on the air right now, Star. If there was a $5 bet about who would win a shotgun off between the guy who can only drink one beer a day because it's his religion, and the guy who only drinks Busch Lights, who would win that
I
shotgun?
drink a lot more than Busch Light.
Who would drink that? Who would win that shotgun off?
Well, when I made that bet with you, I had a plan.
Oh,
This had been in the works, but
sounds like a loser's mentality.
Executed.
I think the
6 out of
video
10.
will show that I won. Execution was poor. That was my first whale. I had never done it before. I didn't know where to aim. I wanted to make sure I got him.
He soaked me, but at the end of the day, Saturday,
I blew my load on his chest. I didn't get him in the face at all.
Long story short,
I was $5.
we will
richer.
post the video. You can find it on our Instagram, our TikTok, our Facebook, and our Twitter.
Yeah,
If you're
if you're
more of
looking
a
for it.
visual person, of
It'll-
Star Lamar blowing his
There's
load
going to
on
be a lot of
Gage's chest.
content from this weekend. We were throwing the football in the lake.
I
There
would
was-
say,
$200 can jam games going on.
yeah, you won a lot of money up to that $5 bet. You were probably feeling nice and high.
You
by
were
that
feeling it
point.
on
No.
Thursday. You won like $400. Had to have been close.
It was 300. Yeah, it was there. It was right around there. The dice were hot in Gage's Rage hand.
And then you won 5 on a shotgun.
Not okay. There was a bet in between those two moments. There, you're
There was?
skipping. Yep, yeah, that was Saturday afternoon. We played Can Jam.
Well,
What was the bet in between?
the
there?
whole weekend blends in together.
Yeah, it's kind of a blur from.
I
like,
got drunk on Thursday night, and I drove home Sunday at 4. And the rest of it was all one day.
And I don't know about you guys. The tenting outside, I was getting up at about 6:30, 7 in the morning, and I was definitely still drunk from the night before. So,
And it only takes 1 or 2 to get back into it.
right,
at
yeah,
that point.
you're right back into how hammered you were the night before.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
And
What was the bet in between? I'm
there
extremely...
was a game of Can Jam, which is Brandon and Star's favorite game. I found out after this bet.
We just work well together. We're a good team.
I was playing first with Brandon's great Brandino's wife Paige, and
Yep.
she was excellent. We did a very good job. We tied him up. We ended up losing 2 out of 3, 2 straight. But
Would argue that she was the reason you guys were very close.
she was electric. She was on fire. It was definitely a
Had to
loose.
pour water on her to put her out.
I don't think
loose
we were
butthole.
quite at regulation during those games either.
No, we did stretch it out. We got another competitor in there for me to play with.
50 feet compared to 30 makes a little bit of a difference.
Yeah,
Throwing a frisbee.
like 67% harder. You know what I mean? So, me and Joe had a pretty good match, and it took him 2 games to get warmed up, and you guys took the first 2 really quick.
We were doing best of 5.
We did turn it to best of 5, and it heated up real quick.
It did.
We made it to game 5,
And
I allowed that to happen so I could take advantage of
allowed
Gage's rage.
this to start.
I looked at Brandon and I gave him just a wink, and he gave me a smirk back like, I know.
I know what those winks mean.
I know.
They mean a lot of things.
So we lost 2 in a row. Got confidence high at Gage after that, and I said, we got him right where we wanted him. Put his foot in the bear trap.
And I was very confident. I had money in my wallet I shouldn't have had.
Yeah,
so
he
I
won a
was
lot of
rolling
money
with
the night
house money.
before. And
And
so
we
I don't know
threw-
who even initiated the bet.
It was you.
Oh, it was.
Definitely was you.
Threw $100 at it. Said of us, hey, it's game 5. Let's go 100. Gage, just won 2. He's feeling good about himself. Accepts the bet. I think that one. Did that go into OT?
Double overtime.
That
was
one
that
went
the
to
first
double?
one or the
That
second?
was the first.
The first one. It was It was a very, very good game.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know what Can Jam is, you have two circular
They're cylinders with a
cylinders.
slot.
Yes, slot in the middle and an open top.
Mm-hmm.
Partners stand on opposite side, just like bags you would. Your teammate throws a frisbee. If they make it in the slot, it's game over.
Very
If
tough
they-
to do. It's a frisbee size.
My dad
slot.
did make one, actually.
You're shitting me.
His first and only throw. He threw it, went right in. I threw mine. I almost got in. He's like, gonna throw a second one? I don't know if I'm gonna do this. So that was a good throw. I don't want to waste it by missing it. One and only throw, 100% in the slot. Anyways,
Works legend.
that wins the game. Game over. One chance for rebuttal. If you don't make it, you lose. If you hit the can directly, it's 2 points. If you throw it and your teammate slaps it into the middle of the can, it's 3.
Through the open top.
Yep. And if you hit it and hit the can on the side, it's worth 1.
So your teammate throws it, you hit the frisbee, and it hits a can. 1 point.
It's also 5 if you throw it and just make it directly in the top.
Which is pretty rare.
It's a tough shot.
Which I'm going to try for more next time we play.
And the hardest part about it is the person allowing it to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yep.
when it's floating over like that and it's just a
Easy
set
dunk.
me in there, they're probably going to take the guaranteed 3, then try to watch it.
So you played to 21. When we got to 21, when we got there first, Gage and Joe had a chance to rebuttal, and you got to go until you didn't score a point or didn't land exactly on 21. If you go over or you tie, you go back to 15. And then we played our overtime that way.
Now, we did not allow going over to go back to 15 on
On a rebuttal,
overtime rebuttal.
If
No.
you went
Nope.
over,
If you went over,
you
game
had
was
to
over.
score
Yep.
exactly 21.
Exactly.
So if you get 21 exactly, then both teams reset.
it's a
and
hell of a
overtime
game.
continues.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
For a
very
disc
fun.
thrower, expect you to be a little bit
Disc
better.
versus
I mean, he
frisbee,
thought he was good
boys.
enough to go double or nothing.
So we did win game 5.
So it was a double OT, thriller of a winner, and I think you guys won because Joe tapped in a three-pointer instead of hitting the can for 1. So we busted
I know
over.
that's how one of them ended.
We busted over to 23 is how that one worked.
Yeah.
I think he felt a little bad.
Just a little bit.
Because
He
you
had,
had $200 on the line.
well, that was the first one was like that, right?
Well,
I think that's how the second one ended.
I think they both ended like that.
could have.
I think we
that's the tough
busted
part,
both
is you
times.
just get amped.
Yeah.
Just want to knock it in the hole. Who doesn't?
Yeah, game 2 was a little quicker. When you guys got to the point, you guys got to 21. I think it was like 21 to 12. It was a pretty big deficit.
You guys had a good comeback, though.
Yeah, we just kept on nickel and diming you.
1, 2 at a time, 3 here and there.
When Tyler throws his Cincinnati Reds cap on and he bloods the fuck up, you're not winning. I mean, Star Lamar. You're not winning after that. You throw this
His real
dollars
name
on
is
it.
Tyler.
Damn it. We'll cut that out. No,
All I'm saying is, I just got to coach the shit out of Scott. When
I don't know if Scott can throw a frisbee.
All I know is when I was watching you guys, Star specifically, try and hit the frisbee, maybe you were throwing it because you sure as hell looked like you were throwing it. It was bad.
I'll tell you what, though. When you and Joe beat us, that was the first time I lost a Can Jam game in over 2 years.
That's it. Yeah.
You took down. I didn't lose a single game last year, and I swapped partners like 4 times. So,
Yeah.
congratulations.
I felt good. Serving you up an L.
You were like Nick Foles. Well, no. Yeah. No, you're more like Eli Manning because you beat me twice,
And
and you don't have a big dick. I mean,
you don't know that.
I've judged a contest or two in my life.
Yeah, and
On 4th.
I didn't win money in a small dick contest.
But
so.
you didn't lose by much.
I will say, I did start to get the touchdown. I think we play again. It's a new ball game.
I think I
given day.
probably won't be 25 drinks deep when me and Brandon are playing you and
So
Scott.
think again.
So we'll see.
This
Maybe
is
my
coming up
tap in
too.
will
End
be
of
a little
July
bit more
sometime.
finesse.
Yeah, we're going to pick a couple weekends here.
Hell yeah.
So we played,
'Cause
Let's
played
make
some-
sure it's like 95 degrees and we have our shirts off.
steamy,
It's got to be.
sunburned.
You don't get sunscreen.
Yeah, what else? There was just a lot of swimming.
We played King of the Hill.
King of the Hill on the Paddle North was
Paddle North, shout
so
out.
fun.
Epic.
So fun.
So
like
much
a
fun.
15 foot by
6 foot, I
6
think, or
foot
something. Or no, maybe it was
blow-up
4.
board.
But
It's like it's 5 or 6.
it's all air, but it gets hard as a rock.
Yeah.
How hard is it? How would you know this, Brandon?
Well, all right. If you could imagine Nick Foles winning his Super Bowl and just the rush he would have after that, the straight blood flow,
That
but
hard.
twice as hard as that.
Oh. And we almost got everyone involved. We were trying our best to get everyone, but there was a few sour sports out there. Super fan broke. But most of the people were good sports and jumped up there and gave it their all.
You broke my uncle's knee.
Did I really?
Probably.
Glass knee. You can't do that,
Yep.
Yef.
I will say I did take you.
Yeah.
Took you down.
Yep. I think we're going to have to go to the super slow-mo and post those videos again because the rules weren't set in stone. Someone may have touched the water first.
Well, at one point, it was whoever goes in the water first. But then, like, Paul...
There was a very controversial...
Paul, like, sumoed me over.
So
suplex. Paul threw me off, but Paul's whole body fell in before me.
Yes.
And then there was one where our feet touched the water about the same time, but your body went in well before my body went in.
But
and then we're talking
your body
50%.
was going... Yeah, I mean...
I think we have to have those rules ironed out.
Here's what I know.
But I won.
Rules are rules, whatever. We just had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Fucking lot of fun.
It was 9 hours in the water.
And we were jumping off the trampoline, running on the Paddle North,
Don't remind me.
catching
Doing front
footballs.
flips on it, thinking you're going to land like it's a wrestling mat, but really it's a brick patio.
It's like
What
landing
was
on a cement concrete pad.
What was going through your Fred Flintstone mind? You're just thinking you're going to front flip off this tramp, land on your feet on a slippery, fucking wet Paddle North, and
I
then
feel I'm more like a Barney Stinson.
Great Brandino
Fred
had some
Flintstone.
delusions of grandeur going on.
I thought I could run and front flip off the trampoline, land seamlessly on my feet, and continue running on the Paddle North and dive and OBJ catch a football. Reality, I half front flip onto the Paddle North and damn near break my back,
on this rock hard thing.
and then try it 2 more times. Because somebody wasn't holding the trampoline.
Props, though. You did get up, and you did run off the Paddle North, and you did catch a football.
Paid for it the next day, but hey, winners win. But then we did the run off the Paddle North,
Yep.
trampoline to the Paddle North to jump in the water. I mean, we had some good
I hit a
times. It was
couple of
fun.
those. You hit a couple of those.
You rode on a jet ski. You don't remember it, but you did. Rode,
Hey.
you didn't drive.
I barely remember the jet ski. The jet ski is like the last thing I remember, I think.
Tell you
There's
what,
maybe 2 minutes after that.
10 o'clock, didn't need to play drunk ball. Did not need to play drunk ball.
Yeah, I mean, you guys tried to give me a little wake-up call, and I was in a tent. You know, tents have those really soundproof walls.
We opened the door. So at one point, we'll reverse back a little bit here because there's pertinent details.
Yeah, so
We
jet
get
ski,
off the lake.
I get off the jet ski, and it's probably 5 minutes later, I need to get out.
We're all kind of sitting around lawn chairs, talking, having a good time. I really don't remember that much of that. But I do remember Gage going back behind the pine tree. And he had to go take a piss. He was back there for 5 minutes. Standing the entire time.
Long stream, Gage.
No way he didn't piss on his balls. Guarantee.
Truth.
At one point, my dad had asked if Gage had fallen asleep standing up.
I don't know where I was at this moment.
Next thing you know, he waddles over to me. Dog, can you tie my pants? I can't do it. And watching him try to string his pants up was the roughest thing. So as a gentleman bro, I strung his swim trunks back up for him.
My bud got me.
Set him off into his tent. He's sleeping for a good 5 minutes. Somebody got a brilliant idea. I don't know who it was. Could have been anybody. Said, let's grab some firecrackers and throw them in his tent. Matt told me that was a bad idea. Let's put him in a tin pan outside of his tent.
Tin pan. Okay.
Yep.
Lots of reflection
So-
going on.
Patches 94 kind of saved you because I was ready to toss those in the tent. Gage did not flinch. 2 feet away from his face. Did not move an inch. Slept like a boss. Woke up later, right back at it.
Yep.
True people's champ.
It's almost like you were there for 4 days instead of 3.
I did some time traveling. It was a good time.
I woke up. It was still the same day.
Yeah. Oh, the chafing though. The sunburn though. Oh.
Yeah, your back was really, really bad. And then my back was really, really bad.
Yeah. The
But-
beef with sunscreen companies is real.
Started okay.
You had a couple areas, but it wasn't
I was a
bad.
little bit more diligent, but the areas I had was user error. I was in the water putting on the sunscreen. Water came up to about my belly button. So anything belly button and below to shorts, it got it a little good once I got out of the water. That thing
Okay.
hadn't seen sunscreen the 25 times I put it on. So it was a little sensitive there, but it feels fine now.
Yeah.
I can
I got
move.
over it. 2 days later, I'm feeling a little better. The worst thing is my fucking lips. I didn't know you had to sunscreen your lips, but
You don't.
They put SPF in chapstick because of it. You're supposed to do it.
I didn't have my chapstick on me all weekend. That's
Yeah.
why.
I haven't used chapstick in 2 years. That's a scam.
I'm about to rip through about 5 sticks this
No,
week.
it's a
so-
scam. Give it up.
Dog, do you see my lips?
You're bringing up your Dasani conspiracies and stuff like that. Chapstick's my
Chapstick is a
conspiracy.
literal. It's a literal addiction. I agree. I
That's-
always have one right on my hip,
I haven't used
ready
it.
to roll.
My lips don't get chapped. My lips didn't crack once this last winter,
That's unbelievable.
and that they used to the entire time. In the winter, I'd have a huge ass crack in the middle, be bleeding.
See, I
Putting the
just
stuff
chap
on
them so much.
25 times a day.
Never get those cracks. Not dealing with that. When I'm choosing between like a 98-cent stick of Blistex, dog, that's an addiction I can get into. When I'm talking about salty water bottled from the Coca-Cola company, nah.
Okay, and here's my other butthole beef with you. Is by the end of the weekend, I brought Dasani up just to prove a point that I enjoyed it. It was good. I could taste the salt in it. I think you guys put that shit in my head to the point where I don't like it anymore, and fuck you for that.
The bottle literally says salt.
With an asterisk. I know I seen it. I never seen it before, but I seen it now, and fuck you guys because it used to be my favorite taste. Now it tastes a little bitter.
You're welcome.
Star, it always tasted like that. you just found the
didn't know
red
it.
pill. Okay?
I don't know. I switched off of it one night, and I had my worst hangover the next morning. So maybe it's better for hangovers.
Maybe you drank a lot the night before.
I drank a lot the entire time. That's what I do.
We did some freaking night swimming.
Yeah. Tried
Oh,
to
the first night?
fire golf balls.
Yeah, we had Terup. What's his
Radeup.
name?
Right up.
Radeup, he went 3 for 3 on the weekend puking, possibly. I know for sure Thursday night. Definitely Saturday night for an hour. We're all unsure about Friday, but he put money on it that he did. That got us out of the water. But we had bros night in our boxers. Thursday night in the water. How many of us out there? 6, 7?
6, I
6.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Good
awesome.
time.
You almost
that's
drowned
called
me.
bonding. I think we were wrestling.
Water wrestling.
We were water wrestling, and then he gets me in a chokehold. There's nothing I can do, and he just holds me underwater.
Well, that's
Sorry.
because
Started
And
you?
then holds me underwater again.
I did the
I'm like-
same thing to
I
Matt.
was like, I had to tap. I was like,
Yo, if anyone gets aggressive with you, just get that headlock and get him right down by
they can't do anything then.
nothing.
choking their
You can't get
You
on
hear
the
the
ground and
bubbles,
fight. You're
and you
underwater.
just wait for the fucking tap.
Just wait. I wasn't going to actually drown him.
Felt like it. Felt like a long time. In reality, it was probably like 3 seconds. But it felt like forever.
Oh, we're skipping over the fucking main story, boys. Star is engaged.
He proposed on Friday night?
Yeah. Was it Friday night?
It was Friday night.
Okay.
I don't think that's true. I don't think words were ever spoken.
She said yes, and she.
I heard you were down on one knee.
Yeah, but what does
sure
that
she
mean?
was looking for
Yeah,
dresses.
but what does that?
I didn't ask anything.
Now there
There's
was
nothing in writing.
There was one thing.
to write
yeah, damn, I didn't
Shit.
do mine. That's why it didn't work out.
That
damn
must be
it.
only logical explanation.
I did want to ask one thing for our deceased friend Scott. I did hear something today at work that possibly ERAM had another proposal from another butthole member in the past.
No.
No,
That's incorrect.
A different one.
that was not our boy. May he rest in peace, Scott.
No, it was not. Iran.
It was Negum.
Oh, okay. So your uncle Boar is just fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Because he said as soon as he met her, he proposed right away.
Yeah. I think it was a different one.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
It was yeah,
And it's,
but the
it's
cabin
not
is
because
full of love.
I'm
Yeah.
coming for you, Boar. Or tree boar?
Right up.
No.
No.
Tree boar.
he wasn't there this last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
He got the story at work, if that helps you.
oh, I know. Yeah.
Tree
Who
boar?
spells their name with 2 B's? I got you.
I think me and the future wife, though, we're doing the silent treatment right now. So,
That's the key to every good relationship.
yeah. So I told her she needs to learn how to cook, and then we'll talk. So it's not because she's a woman, just because I like to eat.
She came back with frozen pizza, and his heart was warm.
That's that.
So yeah, that was the weekend in a nutshell. I'm sure there's more that happened that you guys just don't remember.
A lot more.
But
Maybe an entire day.
yeah, I think collectively
Yeah.
an entire day for sure. But that rolls right into our movie review. Seamless
yeah.
segue.
Did you guys both watch it prior to the weekend too?
Nope.
I watched it Monday or Tuesday last week.
I watched it after my
Drive home.
long nap. It
I
was
was
a
gonna
very
say,
long nap.
He did it smart by doing it beforehand because I was too exhausted to do it when I got home yesterday.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
ended
that's
up
because you got home at fucking 5.
setting my alarm for 5 a.m. and watching it before work this morning. Thankfully, it's only an hour and a half, and I only had like a little over an hour left of it.
Commitment to the bit. I appreciate
But
it.
yeah, I knew I had to do it. And I started it the night before, and it wasn't terrible. If it had been bad, I might not have. I might have pulled a Scott and just pretended I did.
Made up some excuse and why he couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And
To avoid the movie bit.
listen, I picked a bad movie and I still showed up.
That's true.
I owned it.
This was not
Even
the
though
worst
it
movie.
pissed out every single one of us off.
You're welcome.
Well,
And I came
let's,
back and I'm here again.
Remind the listeners what it was. It's called The Silence.
Yep,
It
Netflix.
is made in 2019, so it's pretty recent. Starring Stanley Tucci, and I recognized a few of the other people in it. I know that the daughter was from Mad Men. If you ever watched that, she's the daughter in Mad Men,
No.
and she's in Sabrina, the Teenage Witch on Netflix, which I've never seen, but I think a lot
a
of people
reboot?
have, like that
Okay.
TV show.
Okay.
It's got a couple seasons on it. So essentially, if you've seen The Quiet Place.
Yes.
It's a very similar story. These
It's a vest.
bat-like creatures
Yep.
are
The vesps.
unearthed. That's what they call them.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
There's
the-
no real reason why, right?
I don't think so.
Just the.
So these people are digging. They don't really say what they're doing. I think they're just discovering shit, and they're really deep. And they unearth this really, really deep hole, and then these vesps, bat-like creatures fly out of it.
They were under the Appalachian Mountains, correct?
Something
Could've
like that.
On the east side.
They are on the east side.
Yeah, they were under those mountains.
I don't even know where this all took place. The city.
It was New York City.
Was it New York?
I thought it was somewhere in Pennsylvania.
That when they went to the teacher the first time, he was in New York City, and then when they were talking about college, and they're like, "Oh, I wanted to go to NYU, stay nice and close, stay in the city," Didn't want her to go across country. So Pennsylvania, NYU is probably pretty close.
Yeah.
It could have been. I
in the East
knew it was
Coast.
East Coast up there.
Yep.
And they did go through Philadelphia. It was one of the first cities they rolled through. So
Yes.
maybe that's why you're thinking that.
Yep.
But so these things are attracted to sound, and they're very, carnivorous. They just eat everything, and they started making their ways, destroying the world, basically.
Yeah.
But people found out pretty quickly, if you just be quiet, you stop. It was weird how quick on the news that people knew this, and they got the information out. They played a guy's video, and everyone should have known.
Yeah.
And
pretty
so,
quickly.
also similar to the Quiet Place, there's a deaf girl in the family, so they all can speak to each other through sign language, which helps this family
They're
survive
prepped for
throughout the movie.
She also has some sort of spidey sense.
Yeah.
So as the Vesps are coming close, she gets this ringing in her ears.
Because she wasn't born deaf. It was an accident that
Yeah.
caused
Car
her to
accident.
go
So
deaf.
while watching the movie, I thought that was a ringing from like a hearing aid. But then if you're 100% deaf, you don't wear a hearing aid.
No, I don't think it was hearing aids.
It was just because it made the same like tone
Frequency
as in
noise.
The Quiet Place that scared, and I was like, this is going to be exactly the same. But so I was a little confused on that, and I know she said my dad told me I'm special, so I thought maybe she was like superhuman. But that never turned out to be. There's a couple
There's some
times that I
small
thought the movie
hiccups.
was going to go in a different direction than it did.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I was just really tired when I was watching it. But I thought the mom and the grandma had a conversation about how they were meant to stop this from happening. Or it's only us now. Like, we got to stop this. Totally wrong. I was waiting for them to be part of a cult that knew what these things are and knows how to stop it. Almost the entire movie never came to fruition.
What threw me off, I think, the most, she was deaf, but she spoke fluent.
She
And
spoke.
Was that
Well-
because she wasn't born deaf, though?
That had to have been it. And
Yes.
I gathered that. When I think of a deaf person and she's having like a conversation with somebody and talking, and they're not necessarily signing everything back,
No, and
But
they
she
did.
can
understand.
read lips.
Yeah,
She
she
can.
can read lips, and
it just threw me off a little bit.
the thing that kind of threw me off was actually her speech. She was like kind of slow, like I don't know, sort of on the spectrum there, or it was tough to understand.
I guess I didn't gather that.
Like her pauses were just in very weird spaces. Like it was just bad acting, in my opinion.
That could be.
But I get it. She's a deaf girl.
Yeah. And that helped the family. It's kind of what pushed the storyline
Yep.
across.
Now
So-
I did take a few notes here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Prius, that'd be your dream vehicle in this situation,
Right?
right?
I was thinking that whole time, I was like, your car's loud. You can't just be driving a car around.
No, that's the last thing. A Prius, though, keep her under 5. Silent.
So before we move on from that, I think what might have pissed you off the most, I was thinking about this as I was
Okay.
watching the movie. They already know before they're heading out of the city, sound attracts them.
Yep.
And they're stuck in the traffic there, trying to get out right before they take a U-turn. Everybody's on their horn honking. You know sound
Hammering the horn.
attracts them. And yet you sit here and you just blast your horn. Everybody's blasting their horns.
But they hadn't
You are right.
gotten there yet.
That drove me fucking insane.
At that point, they didn't really know what was going on.
they knew they knew noise was the cause.
Yeah.
That was like the first piece of information. And then what's the weapons you grab? You grab guns.
But that guy had guns.
I get that, but bang, 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 man, they're coming for you.
How about, and it's sad to think about, and it's tough, bringing your dog with.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to leave him behind, but at the same time,
You
all
saw
he's doing
that
is
coming
barking. Like
the whole way.
for the first 5 minutes before they had to let the dog out of the car, I was like, "You guys, the dog is going to be an issue."
I thought he was gonna chokehold the dog.
I thought he
I
was
did too.
Oh, if he would have killed his own dog, I probably would have stopped it there.
It'd have been a
I
tough
mean,
one.
he essentially did. But he had
Yeah.
no choice.
It's harder to watch a dog die in a movie than it is to watch a human die in a movie.
That's why they
Million
John
percent
Wick.
agree.
They didn't show it on screen.
Same thing with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog ran off screen. You didn't see what happened, but
But you know in your head that.
you watch the old
Yeah.
lady when they get to the farm, get eaten in the fire pit, and you're just like, okay, get inside.
Okay, you actually got it wrong. That's the one that bothered me the most. This bitch has a perfectly set up cabin in the woods, a fucking fence all the way around the property, with fucking bells on the door. But she comes out with the gun and starts screaming her fucking head off.
You missed something there.
I know, we just skipped an hour.
She was blind.
What?
You didn't put that together?
I didn't notice that at all.
Maybe this was another one of my delusions watching it.
No, she was not blind.
She was shooting at nothing. She was saying, "Who's there? Who's on my property?" And why would you have bells like that on there?
So you know if people were coming.
Yeah, she was blind. She's shooting the gun, saying, "Get off my property," and she had no idea what she was shooting.
I thought she
at.
just... no, she was blind.
She was a blind woman.
But how is she
They
cooking
never
dinner
said
alone?
it.
That's how, though. She just had the cutting board very politely out there, and it looked like
that's
a small
what I
meal.
took
have a
from
cutting
it.
board out there.
Sandwiches. You know where your fucking cutting board is and a knife.
But how would you rudely have it out there versus politely?
It just looked like it was set up by a blind bitch.
Okay.
So in that same scene, though, was the coolest scene in it. He turns on the wood chipper, and they're all going, I thought problem solved.
Yes,
Exactly.
you have the
Wood
ultimate
chipper,
weapon.
you just turn it on, it attracts them all, they go into the wood chipper, shoots out. No, dude, bring that thing with you. You got to immediate turn it on. They all go in there, they die, you go on your journey.
This is one of my issues. I wanted more defensive sound weapons. Firecrackers, rocks, anything that tings and makes noise.
Something.
Like, you don't have to just sit there and get eaten a lot. You could distract. It's not hard in The Last of Us.
You throw a brick and they all turn. Exactly.
It reminded me a lot of The Last of Us, too. That was something that...
Are there rattlesnakes in the Appalachians?
Yes! Rattlesnakes in Pennsylvania. Are you kidding me?
That's one thing I was thinking.
I could not see. I didn't Google that, but...
I don't. There might be, but it just seems weird they're crawling through and there's just rattlesnake there.
Yeah, that one did not add up to me. Not one bit. It was
Timber
badass.
rattlesnake is in Pennsylvania.
What?
Yep.
Holy shit. Okay.
Cross it off the list. That doesn't bug me anymore.
It was so cool when the Vesp killed the fucking rattler, though.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Did you guys get any Jurassic Park vibes when you were watching it?
Not really.
When they were in the store kitchen area,
Oh, that was in the eggs and
and
the
it was
people.
dark, and
I thought that was weird.
That was weird. I
Just-
thought it was going to turn again to something weird with the fucking
like
creepy
them hiding
priest
from
dude.
it reminded me of them running from the raptors in Jurassic Park 2 when they were hiding in the thing, the big kitchen area.
You
So
might be
one thing that
outdating
we
me.
never really got closure on, if you get bitten and you don't die, is it infectious? Did the mom
Yeah.
get infected when she got bit because it was an aggressive bite? Or was it because there was some sort of venom in it? Because they had to go get antibiotics, and then the mom miraculously just turned around to save her daughter in a later scene.
Yeah, that
I
was
think it was
wild.
maybe just she was worried it was going to get infected.
That
It's a
could be.
big open wound, and I don't know. I don't think they were clarifying that these things infect you.
And they were
Also, that
venomous.
could be a rabid animal. They don't know
True.
what they're dealing with. They probably just wanted antibiotics.
Lived in a cave for a million
be
years
safe.
with no food. And
Maybe they were cannibals.
There was okay, so then there was the couple on their way to find the antibiotics.
Did
They-
they kill themselves?
That's what I thought. Did they suicide themselves?
That's what I thought when I was watching.
Because they
it.
weren't eaten alive.
No, but they both had their necks.
Neck slash.
But then we met a character after this who I think is the most unnecessary part of this movie.
the weird priest,
The priest. Yeah,
That guy was so creepy.
it was
What was
creepy.
up with his tongue?
he cut it out.
So
He
he
couldn't
couldn't
talk.
talk.
He's an
Is that
Enoch.
what it was?
That's what their whole crew was.
Oh my god.
But now
Because that's the only way to make noise is to talk.
Your tongue makes it all?
we are 48 hours in, maybe 72 hours in. He's already cut his tongue out, and it's healed.
Because this is going to last forever, too. Let's take drastic measures 48 hours after something happens.
Because when they were in that store, the general shop,
Yep.
those things have eggs in the bodies, right?
That's what it looked like. In the one, it looked like it was larva of
and
some
that's
sort.
one where I thought he was a living fucking egg creature from the Vesps. That dude just creeped me out right away.
So he shows up to the farm with a crew of people wanting them to join him, only because the young girl's fertile.
Yeah.
So he just wanted the daughter. They disappear, come back with a little girl with her tongue cut out.
Just the girl. They weren't present with her when...
No,
That
not when they
is
showed up.
Yep.
Send her
Tricked
in.
him.
She's got cell phones strapped to her body.
Like a
Alarm bombs.
terrorist bomb.
With sound.
And they have phones taped to the window, and they throw phones through the window and call them and send in all the vesps. Right?
They were fucking ready in the basement.
Just
when
to
these
get the daughter.
bitches
Yeah.
fucking...
This girl, her tongue was cut out too, and it was healed.
Yeah.
This was 3 days in.
yeah.
That would at least take 2 months.
I didn't think they needed another set of villains.
Yeah, the
I felt
vesps were enough.
They were enough. And then, so they get the girl. You knew the grandma was going to die.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
made a comment about her asthma earlier. You knew she wasn't going to make it. She comes out heroically, tackles a couple of them, screams, right? The creepy guy takes the young girl.
Well, stop. You're missing, like, the 5 minutes of, like, her dying, suicide bomb, herself screaming, and then they just all just sit there and watch. In a thunderstorm. And then fucking priest guy comes up and kidnaps the daughter again.
And starts walking away, and they somehow
fuck?
miraculously get around him and stab everybody and get him before everything's all said and done.
And
Quietly.
And what good is the cage with the fucking bells on it? What did that... did they not lock it ever again?
No.
They all just walked right in, set up every booby trap they ever fucking wanted. That...
While everybody was there.
Did you guys watch Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Is that a show?
Yep.
So someone was talking to me, I'd never actually seen the show, but they said, like, the zombies aren't even the actual bad guys. Like, people are.
The people are worse than the zombies.
Yeah,
The
so-
zombies are obviously a big factor because if you're making a lot of sound, like they're attracted to you, they want to eat you. Though if you get bit, you die, right? Unless you get cut, your arm cut off or something. But there are people who are actually worse than the zombies who are trying to either, like Negan was trying to get people.
Yeah.
So he would kill people to frighten them into work for him and give them half their food while he, keeps them safe, essentially.
Are they both, that movie and Walking Dead, just trying to say, like, even in the most desperate times,
There's good and
there's
bad.
there's still evil in people. You can't trust people. Like,
Yeah, I would never trust a person in an apocalypse. Certain people. I don't know about you.
Gotta be prepared. That sort of apocalypse, too, I'd die first night unless I was in a soundproof room.
because you
I
snore.
snore like a motherfucker.
I was gonna say, I don't think I'd last very
It
long.
would not take out night one. I'm dead.
I stubbed my toe like 6 times trying to pee in the middle of the night. Like,
Fuck.
this is my own house. I should know the way, but I'm still running into things.
And then the service, they have cell phone service through the whole thing. It's just whether or not
It's
your
spotty.
phone battery dies.
There's a little spotty at sometimes.
It is. But the girl's got a boyfriend, which has been kind of like a thing throughout the whole movie. She's trying to get a hold of him. And then they end up going north.
The refuge.
Yep.
Because the Vesp can't survive in the cold.
That's what it was.
They
Yep.
don't like the cold. And then it turned into the Hunger Games.
They're just going out there with bow and arrows, and that's how it ends. I don't know.
It wasn't the worst movie I watched. I
That
felt like
headbutt?
I'd seen some of it again.
Remember, he tells the story of his best friend, the guy with the guns.
Yeah.
He went up, headbutted the bullies,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were just best buds after that. And then when he headbutted the fucking priest, the headbutt.
Like the headbutt.
That was badass.
It was sad when Gus or Gene or whatever his name was died. Got in the car accident, dramatically rolled down the hill.
You knew as soon as the sun left the car, he was dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Why
Heroically-
there's 2 cars rolling down the street, and these things are pretty accurate. We watched one take out a rattlesnake from 100 yards away in one swoop, but the whole flock of them just goes right in front of both cars, trying to knock it off the road. I don't know what it was trying to do. That seems like they would have gone at the cars. The cars were making the noise on the road. They're
The
not gonna
motor
jump ahead of
specifically,
it.
right? Or the muffler, the exhaust.
Something that's making noise. They wouldn't have just had flown in front of them like a pack of deer running across the road.
Then he's got enough time to run down to the car, try to pry the door open, grab the guns, have a conversation, then
Before-
run back up to the car, and then everything happens.
Those are moody vests.
It was heroic of the guy. He admitted he was going to die like right away.
Oh yeah.
No, let's get my foot
I'm
out
pinned.
of here. It's leave me. Leave
You
me.
gotta
Give
save
me
the
my
family.
guns. I thought he was going to shoot himself.
I
before
thought
died.
he was
did
loaded.
When he's, get out of here, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to leave and we were going to hear a gunshot. But good thing he didn't because he ended up being the distraction.
That's probably what the first edition was. He was going to kill himself, and they're like, "Oh, he could die heroically."
It was probably the best part of the movie, just heroic wise. You know what I mean? Like, he saved them all. He chose their lives over his. And for that,
Grandma had
my
a
score's a little
heroic
higher.
moment.
The grandma's heroic moment was pretty good.
okay, there's 2 heroic moments.
Did they say anything about rain? Does rain confuse them?
I feel like it has to. But
It
the thunderstorm, they're still pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah, and you know, going back, we're asking if they're venomous. Remember that fucking egg like popped in her eye?
Yeah.
I don't think they're venomous.
I don't either.
Because that
Not
would have
after
fucked
that.
her up.
Yeah.
You know?
And at the very end of the movie, there was those eggs were all around, right? There was an animal with the eggs coming out of it.
Yeah, like
very,
a
very
coyote
end.
or a deer or something.
So what? Do those turn into the vesps?
I feel like they have to.
Why don't you just like they were right next to him?
Yeah.
Put
Burn
a
it.
foot in it. Put a boot in it. Do something. Yeah.
A little exterminator on it.
I
There's
brought
a lot
this
of
up
flaws.
in the car ride over. That was based on a book. It said at the beginning of it, based on a novel by blah blah blah. Very similar to A Quiet Place, which was
Yes.
written by John Krasinski. So I wonder if there was any type of lawsuit. You're copying me. This is way too close to my work. When that movie came out, because I think that came out before this movie, which was based on a book.
Yeah, Quiet Place was like 4 years
Yeah.
4 years ago.
So I'm wondering
Been a while.
if the guy who wrote the book that this one was based off of saw that and was like, bullshit. This guy completely stole my book, turned it into a very popular movie, tried to get some money out of it. Can't confirm that. I probably liked Quiet Place better, but this one wasn't terrible.
What would
Wasn't
you give
terrible. For me, I gave it 6.7 out of 10. Not the best. Probably wouldn't watch it again, but still a good flick.
Do you have our scores up that you've been keeping track of?
it? I have them all recorded.
I'm trying to remember what I gave Just Go With It, because I got it.
Just go with it. I think
That
you gave,
average is 6.9.
Yeah, and I think you gave it like a 6.2 or 6.3 or something.
I'll give this one a 5.9 then.
Liked it less.
I'll give it a 6 flat. I liked it less than Just Go With It. There weren't as many bathing suit scenes.
There was 0.
0 bathing suit scenes. But like I said, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. Kind of got deja vu watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Glitch in the Matrix. I had 6, I think is fair.
So Scott said he loved the concept of the
From
alien
Beyond
bats.
the Grave.
From Beyond the Grave, Scott said that he loved the concept of the alien bats, but the execution and the ending, he wasn't a fan of.
Where do you come up with Alien?
Just figured that's what the Vesps are. I don't know. He's not here to defend himself, so I mean,
Does he read that on Wikipedia
Did he watch the
or
movie?
something?
Yeah. Maybe he just thought aliens were coming in hot at the end.
could be. Said there were serious plot holes in how the fuck the carnivorous bats live underground or in a cave for millions of years. 6.0 out of 10.
Okay.
Same score, star. I think originally I was probably a little harder on it than I needed to be. My original rating was a little bit lower. But as I thought about it earlier today, it's kind of like, well, what would... I mean, I'm trying to think of like overall scale, like where does 5 to 6 bring me? Like what would I tell people when I like that, if I like that movie or give it that rating?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this one a 6.3.
Okay.
I would say it's something that I'd recommend watching, but it's probably not a watch twice movie.
Yes.
Maybe give it a long break or something. Maybe it's a special situation. Or it's like a friend that hasn't seen it, and you're like, yeah, like, you should watch it. Let's
Creepy
check
movies
it out.
about silence and ASMR.
Exactly. So, something along those lines, maybe in a scary movie night type deal. It's a movie you could watch as a second time, but I wouldn't recommend watching it twice. So, I'll throw a 6.3 at it. So, cumulative score,
We're at, what,
What'd you give it, Gage?
6.7. So we're at 25 divided by 4. It's going to give us a 6.25.
I just looked on IMDb, and we are higher than its IMDb score.
6.2 is our overall score as a collective group. Not bad. Definitely better than the 2.3 or whatever.
Is that what it was in IMDb?
IMDb is 5.9.
Oh, so we're just a half
Yeah.
point over.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
A couple of them I saw were 44%, something along those lines.
So we're right in the general audience.
I think we like it a little bit more than the average, but that's
And that's
because
probably
their
me.
taste is
It
shit.
was-
I wrote mine down
it
in
was-
pen, so I had to honor it.
Plot holes, but it was fun. I never was bored. I did do a little bit on my phone during it, but I wasn't like, I want to turn this movie off. I'm sick of watching it. Nothing like that, like The Last Days of American Crap.
Oh, I wanted to turn that off so much. Scott didn't even watch it.
I really don't like creepy movies, and I was generally spooked a couple times. So,
I'm
just
not a big
enough.
fan of creepy movies either, but this one kept me into it.
Yep, just enough to keep me interested.
The dad's a good actor, too. I like him. Stanley Tucci.
He's decent.
Well, there you have it. Watch it once.
Another movie review from
Or
the
if you've never seen it
Bible.
after listening to us, you probably don't have to. Because these are not spoiler-free reviews.
You're supposed to watch it with us. Send us your reviews. Superfan Brooke, where you at?
I haven't gotten a single email from her.
Jesus.
Pretty sure she listens.
You could direct message us on Twitters or Instagrams or...
We did get a couple new listeners this weekend, which was good.
That's right.
We got a new movie?
Yeah, we do. I think it's my week, isn't it?
It is.
your week.
Yes. So this week, I had a good front runner. I think we're going to maybe put this one on the back burner and save it for another week because it's not available on every streamer, which we want to keep it accessible to the people, the listeners. So this week, we're going to go with an older film.
2005, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
V for Vendetta. It's the premise of it. Honestly, I don't even know. It's an old kind of classic movie that.
I think it's like alternate reality, though.
Okay.
Like it's like old England, but I don't think it actually takes place in old England.
And it's got to do with the government.
Yeah.
They're fighting back. It's something that's right up my alley, but honestly, I don't remember. I've never watched, so a fresh one.
It's got
for
Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving, which is our second Hugo Weaving movie.
What was the first one?
The Matrix. That I don't know if it was a twist or not. I don't think it is because he wears the mask like the whole movie. But that's Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Oh, it's the same people that wrote the script from The Matrix too.
That's
Is
what
it?
it says.
That's what Netflix says. So funny, I picked that shit. Okay.
Give it a
There's
watch.
a plan.
This says, it's future.
This
Says
is based in the future.
In a future British tyranny, a shadowy freedom fighter known only by his alias V plots to overthrow it with the help of a young woman. So it is future. That's why I knew it was like an alternate, but it feels old-fashioned-y when you're watching it.
Well, I'm excited to watch it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe 2 days.
Or maybe Sunday.
Maybe Sunday. Or maybe I might watch half of it Sunday night and wake up at 5 a.m. and finish it. I don't know. Might pull the Star Lamar.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's for the brand.
Do it for the brand. All right, guys. That's all we got for today. Go buy some T-shirts on the Teesprings.
Hell yeah.
We definitely need to get funded.
Yeah, or donate to our GoFundMe. Just official butthole.
We should have one of those. I don't think we do yet.
There's one that I contributed to. It's not there
Are
anymore.
you
What the
typing in
fuck?
Butthole?
Butthole stuff. Alright, guys, go jerk off.
Spread butthole.
Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Butthole. Check us out on Twitter as well, @OfficialButthole, Instagram, @OfficialButthole, TikTok, @OfficialButthole. And if you have questions or comments, email us at officialbutthole@gmail.com. Also, make sure to check out our Teespring website where we have sweatshirts and t-shirts, and our website itself where we post blogs and whatnot. Both of the links will be posted in our description for the episode. Please leave a rating on whichever platform you're listening on, as well as make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you the great content we create, as well as make it even better for the future. We love you all. Peace out.